Hey everybody, Renfail here, and it is time for my early thoughts video around Kingdom Come Deliverance. Now, if you've never watched any of my videos before, I traditionally do 3 reviews around any game that I play long-term in stream sessions. The first of which is an early thoughts video, which usually takes place anywhere between like the first 5 to 10 hours of the game. And then I do a second review called my initial review, which is usually around 20 to 25 hours, and then I do a final review at the finale of the game when I actually wrap up the gameplay. I just wrapped up my 6th session today, my 6th stream. We were doing short streams over the holidays. Today was the first big stream. And today we did it's the Godwin quest, the priest. Oh, that quest was quite entertaining. And once I wrapped up that quest, I was like, all right, I'm actually ready to drop my early thoughts on Kingdom Come Deliverance. I've been doing some videos around the game over the past week or so over the holidays as we've gotten into the new year, because I am playing the full playthrough of this game for the first time leading up to the launch of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which is coming in February. And so I've already given some different discussions around this game so far, but let's talk early thoughts about all the things around this game. So today was the first day. During today's stream we had a really good session, about 9 hours, and today was the first day where I've really had my chance to sink my teeth into the game with a roughly fully geared and kitted out Henry. Now, I'm still missing some feat items, but for the most part, I've got some pretty decent gear. I've got a long sword. I am leveled up quite a bit in terms of I'm level 9 main level. And then combat-wise, I'm level 8 on defense and warfare and level 9 on sword. So I'm starting to get fairly deep into the actual skill system and leveling up Henry. And I have now found that taking on groups of 3 to 5 bandits and Kumans is not an impossible task. Beforehand, it was an impossible task, but now that I've actually spent some time training, I've spent some time getting gear, I've got repair kits, I'm understanding how the game works now, I'm understanding the gameplay, I've got master strikes, I've got all this stuff under my belt. The difficulty level of the game has gone down considerably because Henry got good and Henry got geared. And that was something which I talked about in a previous video. I think it was my number 1 tips video. You know, people have to understand that it doesn't matter how good you are as a player. Henry has to get good before you can actually get good at this game. And so I have finally sort of reached that point, at least with swords and my gear, where I'm able to take on a few enemies at a time and not feel like I'm instantly going to die. And they usually have enough loot to cover more than enough for the repairs, and so on and so forth. Today was also the day I did the Lady Stephanie quest, which, oh my god, I did not expect that to have the, let's just say I got a free shirt out of the deal, along with an eye-opening finale with her. Henry was a bad boy today. I went to the bathhouse a couple of times. I went with the priest into a barn with some tavern wenches, ended up in a field with some sheep, and then at the end of it, I'm also romancing what is her name? Teresa, the miller's daughter. Yeah, the quest lines in this game are quite fun. Some of them are very serious. Today we did a quest about this guy named Reek. We're trying to figure out why they did this thing around. I don't want to spoil story. I mean, the game's been out and you know what? The game's been out for 6 years. Nobody's getting story spoiled. Sorry. You're trying to figure out what happened at the stables, right? And I tracked down this guy Reek, and there was a battle, and that was great. So there's some serious stuff going on. There is a lot of life stuff going on with Theresa and stuff, and then there's stuff that's like, oh my god, what happened with Lady Stephanie, and then oh my god, what happened with the priest, when we were doing that quest. So there's been a little bit of sort of maturity mixed with levity, mixed with some dark grittiness and humor throughout. So the writing has been pretty good. Voice acting, I would say, is sometimes really good and sometimes not so great. This game definitely suffers from a voice cast that does lots of different voices, which is the same thing we see. We're simultaneously playing the Mass Effect series right now, and the guy who does Shepard also does 50 other characters in the game. And you can see it here with the guy who does the the guy who does Captain Bernard. Like they're doing so many voices for different characters throughout the game, and that's fine. It doesn't take away from my enjoyment of it. It's just something that I can note in passing. Um, there is a lot of jank in this game. A lot of jank. Bethesda level of jank. And it does not take away from the fun factor, but it is worth mentioning because I know some people really want like flawless gameplay. They want everything to be perfectly polished. This is not that. Today, notably, most of the jank that I see has to it comes down to like combat scenarios or conversations where I accidentally like there was an instance where we were with the Reek scenario as an example. We got done with Reek. We were outside of the cave. There's three guys approaching. Reek ran out to confront them. I pulled one of them with an arrow, fell down off this like embankment into like the entrance of the cave. The guy ran around to fight me. It took him out. I ran out, and everybody was gone. Reek was gone. The other two guys were gone. They just despawned. And so we had to reload the game and redo it. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. Also had an instance where when I was fighting or defending Godwin was his name, the priest in the drunken brawl at the tavern and you're fist fighting. I accidentally sicked my dog on somebody and that caused me to commit a crime. Little stuff like that that I didn't know anything about. It's kind of janky because like you would think that there would be this thing that would be like, oh, you're in a fist fight, give you a pop-up and tell you that you shouldn't do these things. There's some instances where there was stuff that was never explained in the tutorial, and yet it's in the codex, and so I've got the chat telling me, hey, go to the codex, it's explained in the codex, and I was like, that's great that it's explained in the codex. It really needed to be explained to me as a player without me needing to go to the codex to look it up, because there's just some stuff here. So there's a lot of jank. I know it's a 6-year-old game, and it's not stuff that they're going to be fixing, so it's just learning to deal with that jank and accepting it for what it is. I am having a great time with the game so far. It gives me like the Bethesda feel of like, even though it has a lot of jank, it's very fun to play. And so I'm just rolling with it and dealing with some of these little things. The level of depth when it comes to the armor and the weapons and the combat was something that was definitely a struggle to get through in the early hours of the game. But now that I think today we're up around, I don't even know. I'd have to go look, 15, 20 hours, something like that. Because I did 5 like 2-hour streams, and then today was like a 9-hour stream. So I mean, we're definitely, this probably could even serve as like my initial review video. But I'm just gonna call it my early thoughts video. Maybe we'll do the initial review at like 30 hours or something. Anyway, having a great time. A lot of jank. I love the variety of quests, but I also love the variety of activities that you can do because, like today, I got reading. And so I'll have like a primer in my inventory that I can go read at a campfire or at my home base. And there's also like going out and learning how to poach and hunt and a bunch of like there's nests I've been coming across. People are telling me that you can get that. And there's alchemy, which I haven't done. And there's herbalism, which I haven't really done any of. So there's a whole lot more to the game that I haven't seen or experienced yet, which I anticipate we'll be getting deeper into because we're going to be playing this. And I do have the what's it called, the Royal Edition on the PS5. So we've got a lot of content that we can cover throughout the month of January leading up to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So hopefully we'll see you for those streams, which are starting every single day at around 6 to 7 a.m. Central Time on YouTube and Twitch. I multi-stream in both places. And we will be continuing to play this along with a lot of other games. So don't forget to check them all out. Hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Let me know your thoughts on Kingdom Come Deliverance and drop those down in the comments below. I'll see you guys next time.